from December 2009, there had been a judgment of the court to the effect that the deportation of the Vaswani brothers was wrongful, illegal, and of no moment. And when I came to office, there were a series of cases, both at their instance and at the instance of the EFCC. All the cases filed by the EFCC against the Vaswani brothers were dismissed in court. And in fact, one of the courts awarded damages in favor of the Vaswani brothers to the tune of 10 million naira for malicious prosecution. What I did was merely to ask that the regulatory agencies fighting corruption should obey court order. And I think that these hallowed chambers would agree with me that respect for the rule of law is one of the cardinal policies of this government, including this House, the National Assembly. The other case that came up again, that they said I withdrew from court, has to do with the Halliburton case. The Halliburton case, sir, he's been on for a number of years in this country. A lot of our high-profile personalities have been diminished by allegations and counter-allegations against their name as being involved in one form of bribery scandal in the Halliburton case or not. I decided to confront the issue once and for all. I called for all the reports, went through the report, saw that there were no sufficient evidence linking any of our past leaders in respect of the said Halliburton scandals. And those of them that we could identify involving Halliburton itself, Julius Baja, and all of them, we decided to look at the evidence against them. We decided to look at the position of our law, decided to evaluate the weaknesses involved in our law. And at the end of the day, in line with global best practices, we opted to settle with them, because if we had decided to prosecute, the likelihood of even securing a conviction was very minimal. And in the event that we secure a conviction, being a corporate organization, they would only be liable to pay fines. And the only fine they will be liable to pay within the context of the law is between 250,000 naira to 1 million naira. In my judgment as Attorney General, I felt that it would be irresponsible to, first, spend so much money running into millions to prosecute Halliburton, Julius Baja, and others to get 1 million naira for the government. It is against this background that I opted to settle, and we made them pay a substantial amount of money to the federal government of Nigeria. And so it is not correct, sir, that I withdrew cases against high-profile Nigerians. The last but not the least, sir, has to do with the issue involving the officials of the Nigerian Electricity and Regulatory Commission. In the case of these officials, sir, they were wrongfully charged to court. They are Nigerians. They were humiliated simply because some class of persons have cause to settle with them. And I felt that having sworn to an oath of office to protect Nigerians, that I owe it a duty to protect these people as well, because they are presumed innocent or they're found guilty. One, the cases were not moving on in court properly because they had no sufficient evidence. Secondly, and most importantly, the power sector reform was held to ransom because the president cannot go on with the reform because there are a series of litigations going on in court. The stakeholders were refusing to recognize and deal with the sole administrator that was appointed to oversee the affairs of NEC because it's unknown to law. And as a result of that, we were forced with the situation of evaluating the evidence before us and looking at what is on ground. And in the best national interest, we felt that those people were undeservedly treated, and as a result, we opted to withdraw the matter from court so that Mr. President and the government can continue with this power reform sector. You will find out, sir, that it was in this same country that somebody like Architect Gabriel Aduku was arrested and put to trial. He lost his ministerial appointment, and at the end of the day, the court found that he was not guilty. But he's been so scandalized, so traumatized, and his family humiliated, that no amount of money can compensate them. And I think, very sincerely, that this class of Nigerians that were so humiliated deserve our sympathies, and the apology of the government and compensation where necessary. I'm not unmindful, sir, that the office of the Attorney General is not a popularity contest. And I'm prepared to be sanctioned for doing the right thing rather than helping to victimize any Nigerian. Because as a lawyer,